Hi, my name is Sachi. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm in my last semester of the mental health counseling program. Currently, I'm interning at a private practice, which is for women of color by women of color. So I work predominantly with women and communities of color, and I also work with, nonprofit organizations to provide like short-term crisis support, um, intervention, and short-term mental health coaching to communities of color. Going off of my personal experience, like my advice of how to be continuously innovative in work would be to be very, very intentional and trying to put yourself um, in the person's shoes to whom you are giving support and care to. And I think a lot of times what happens is when you're working with marginalized communities, a lot of systems are not exactly designed or catering to their specific needs. So when you really think about that, you notice a lot of gaps in, a lot of gaps in how the care is provided to them and how it is received. And trying to fill that gap always requires innovation, I think. So just being intentional about your work and being mindful of those gaps and wanting to fill them is, I think, where innovation would start. This goes back to like 5 or 6 years ago when my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And that was a very difficult time for the family. And the most difficult part of the treatment was her chemotherapy. And what we noticed is that, we had a lot of information in terms of medical system and in terms of like, what's the best medical treatment. But we did not have a lot of information about what to do with all this anxiety and what to do with all this uncertainty that we have. And we noticed that so many other people in the hospital ward were also just so lost and so confused, like what is happening. And I noticed that a lot of times they would fall on each other's support. And that was very, very helpful for all of those patients. And then after my mom won her battle, she provided support to a lot of other women like her who were diagnosed with breast cancer, and she would just encourage them, support them, give them advice, tell them what was helpful for her, what not was, and all of these things. And that was just I think just catering to the softer aspect of this whole medical issue, like the mental health aspect of it. And I think just noticing that, and in that moment, I remember feeling like, why do not we have a coordinated care system where there is somebody to take care of all these mental health issues that you're having while you're going through a physical ailment. And I think that is when it struck me that it's so important to go into the roots of these problems and solve them. So at my current internship site, we are providing free short-term intervention support to people, and especially to women of color, and in general communities of color. And I work with this population, and I provide them 3 sessions which are free of charge. And I notice in those sessions, like those are mental health coaching sessions, but people come in with a lot of issues that are fit for a long-term therapy. And a lot of times they say to me that this is so amazing, like I did not know that I could be supported in this way, and I did not know that therapy could work for me. And I have seen that sometimes to some of those people, these short-term intervention has been their impetus or been their starting point for therapy.